Willie D Live.
30 years up from the Public Enemy era.
Yeah.
30 years up from the struggle against apartheid in South Africa.
Yeah.
Hip hop played a role in that.
Yeah.
Hip hop is too young to have say that we directly played a role in the civil rights movement. Yeah. But then there was the George Floyd movement. My question to you, what do you think about the state of activism in hip hop right now?
I'm always happy. With rappers as activists has always been quirky or tricky. Mm-hmm. But rappers using their platform to aid activists always has been and always will be. Mm-hmm. You can in terms of the rappers that come out of the places in the South that I know and love, whether it be Atlanta or Memphis or Jacksonville, NOLA, you're talking about Houston stuff, Dallas, people have always said things that were socially conscious. Mm-hmm. In the midst of bouncing and shaking and gyrating. Right. We'll give you something. So it's always been there to always be there. What I'm happier to see now these days is people who actively know the activists. Rappers will tell you now, you gotta listen to Tez and Figaro. You gotta check out what Charlemagne is saying on this. You gotta listen to the minister. Like I remember when the minister came down and called Minister Louis Farrakhan, for people who don't know what I'm talking about. He called all those rappers in and there was some unrest going on around the George Floyd thing. He calls the Tree Sound Studios in Atlanta, and everybody showed up. Me, Tip, 2 Chainz, but I think Boosie might have, Lil Duval was a comedian with that. But he warned us against inciting violence because he's seen it before, the 60s and 70s. He said, you can incite violence, it'll give you momentary satisfaction. He said, but you guys are safeguarded from it. What you gonna do when they block off a neighborhood for 2 weeks and they cut off the water and they don't allow food in and out, and then your women and children starving? He made everybody in that room think that we had never thought before. Everybody talks about the revolution. They think about taking up arms and overtaking the government. That didn't work too well for white folks on January 6th. And so when you look at what's the most revolutionary thing you could do, really the only 2 people who've done it has been, say, a Marcus Garvey and Elijah Muhammad, in that raise your own economic workforce, create your own farms, grow your own food, teach your own children. That's the real revolution. So he helped us understand that in that day. And after that day, you saw brothers from Thug put it in his music. Future had put it in his music. 2 Chainz went and visited him. So for me, man, it's just about we accept guidance and we accepted wisdom, and it's in the music. You're not gonna hear it most of the time, the adults, because you don't want to hear it. But kids hear it. They move. When I did the Black Banking movement, God bless the dead, Young Dolph, Thug, I remember Rah Tip was some of the first people that showed up. Thug hadn't even had a bank account. I think he was still keeping his money in the floorboard.
That was like 2016.
Yeah, that brother showed up and brought a lot of brothers with him. So, it's active. If you want to find the good and see the good is there. I remember the song Run that's on my album. People say, well, I don't know why Mike had Thug on it. He's not saying nothing. No, you're not listening. He said, I'm thinking the same, but I ain't banking the same. He talked about buying his girl some jewelry. So he's still gonna buy his girl the jewelry, the Birkin bag, but now he's doing it out of a black bank. He's investing with a black bank. But if you're not listening, if you don't want to see it, you're not gonna see it. He said, I'm gonna take the children, put them on a yacht. We gonna escape on a yacht. And I just envisioned on that part where he was putting all us back and reversing the transatlantic trade, putting children back, taking them back to Africa. So my thing is, if your imagination or your logic won't let you see it, you're not gonna see it, but it's there.
Yeah.
The activism is still there in the
music.
That's real.
That's real.